Sakshi Arora, Research Associate, International School of Business Management, Suresh Gambhir University, Jaipur. So, in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the training and the development. Why training is required in the organization for the employees, we will read in this chapter. Topic we will cover in this lecture. First, why do we need training? What is training and training principles? A systematic approach to training, a training lesson plan. So, behind following this presentation, you should be able to complete the following objective. First, training describe why training is important and distinguish amongst training, education, and development. Second, define the as concept and comment upon the relative difficulty in developing people's attitudes, skills, and knowledge. List the 9 steps in the training process and be able to explain each step with reference to hospitality examples. Fourth one, develop an appropriate training lesson plan. So let's go with the do organization need training? This is a very big question. Any organization, do organization need training? Is it? So the answer is yes. Every organization need training. Why? Because however we must know the purpose and the function of training before we can use it. Because when an organization hire the freshers, so if the organization will not provide the training to that freshers, so they doesn't know about the culture of the or the culture of the organization, and they don't know how to do the work, what to do the work, from where they have to start it, and how to achieve the organization goals. So that's why organization needs training. Importance of training. First, we have to understand what are the importance, why we are need a training. First, maintains qualified product and the services. So the product and services which are going to distribute by the organization and a company, that should be maintained. Why? Because every organization wants minimum cost with the maximum output. Achieve high service standards, provide information for newcomers, refresh memory of old employee. That means the old employee means the existing employee, those who are working for the organization. So that's why the training is required for that can the training through the training they can refresh the memory. They can update with the new technological that newly launches in the organization in the world. Next, we have the achieve learning about new things. So through the training, employee can learn about the new thing like the new technology, what type of the new product, service delivery, and the all things. Reduces mistake and the minimize cost. Obviously, when the training provided to the employee, so it will help in reduces the mistake. So they know how to do the work about the all the thing, how to do the work. They are familiar with the machines also, tools also. So it will also help in minimizing the cost. Opportunity for staff to feedback, suggest improvement. So the training is also helpful in provide the opportunity for staff, providing their feedback if any suggestion is that improved in they think if any suggestion required for the improvement, so they can do. Improves communication and relationship better teamwork. So they are when they are familiar with through the training session, so they can it will also help in improve the communication and their relationship between the teamwork between the employee and the employers. Benefits of training. Most training is targeted to ensure trainees learn something they apply to their job. So, why? What are the reason why employee should take a part in a training so they can learn new thing about their job, about their culture, about their effectiveness, so they can easily learn something they apply to their job. What is training? So this is a very big thing. Training. Training is not like train someone. Training is a systematic process through which an organization's human resources gain knowledge and develop skills by instruction and practical activities that result in improved corporate performance. So the training is basically, we can say this is a systematic process. It is not for a one day or one day in a week or 1 week in a month. This is not like that. So through the training, through the systematic process, they can gain the knowledge about the processor of the work, about the culture of the organization, about the policies. They can also develop their skills by the practical activities that was done in the training. So that result, what are the result, the outcome we can see in improved corporate performance, because the performance of the organization is depend on the employees. So if they have the good skills, the better skills, have the proper knowledge about the work, so they can improve their self. It will also help in improve the corporate performance. Difference between training, education, and development. Training. Training is short-term, task-oriented, and targeted on achieving a change of attitude, skills, and knowledge in a specific area. It is a usually job-related. So training is like for a short-term period, like for a, maybe it may be for a 15 days, maybe for a 1 week. It is a task oriented in which the task, what type of the task or duties has been done by the particular person, particular employee, that is defined by the training team. Targeted, they targeted on how to change the attitude about their skills. They have provide the proper knowledge in a specific area. That should all the related about their job, their task related. Education. Education is a lifetime investment. It is not like a just we did the BBA, MBA, MCom, BCom. This is only for the 1 month or for the 1 year. This is not like that. It is helpful for us. It is beneficial for us lifetime because it is a lifetime investment. It tends to be initiated by a person in the area of his or her interest. If suppose I am interested in the marketing, so I am the interest. My interesting area is the marketing. So I have the proper knowledge about that. So that's why the education is a lifetime investment. Development. Development is a long-term investment in human resources. Development is also the long-term investment because something is developed by the training in a person, in any employee, that is stable for the long time. It is not like that just for the 1 day or 1 week. It is not like that. Development is also a long-term investment in human resources. The ask concept. If we follow the gap concept, training is simply a means to use activities to fill the gaps of the performance between the actual result and the expected result. Let's see, every organization has different perception. They wants their employee fill the gaps between, they have the they want some expected result from their employees, and they fill the gap. It basically, training is a simply, we can say, use the activities to fill all the gap between the performance between the actual result that was given by the employee and the expert result by the organization. The gap can be separated into three main things. First one is the attitude of the employee, skills of the employee, and the proper knowledge in a particular field. So in the training and the development, we have the five principles of the learning. What are the five principles of learning? First one is participation, that involve trainings learn by doing. That means those all the training, those who participate, those who take a part in the training, they learn by the doing because practice makes a man perfect. Repetition, repeat idea and concept to help people learn. If the organization, if the organization is helpful in help the employees in repeat the ideas and concept to the training, so they can also help for the people to learn about those ideas and concept very clearly. Relevance, learn better when material is meaningful and related. When the employee learn better through the material that is a meaningful, that should be related, because if the that means the training should be related, that should be relevance with the job. It's not like that the person has it from the different criteria training providing for the different criteria, that they can doesn't learn better from that. Transference to real world using simulations, that means to real world about they can easily simulation that from the what are the they have actual and what can do better from the transformation, from the transference. Feedback, ask for it and adjust training method to audience. So feedback, they have to take the feedback from the audience about any method, if they want, if any changes, if any method for the audience, any adjust training method to audience. So they can they also take the feedback from the audience, that is a training. A systematic approach to training. Key concept in preparing a training. Before you train and develop, people identify what. So before the training, the trainer should know and develop people about what type of the things they must know before they can perform job. So trainer must know about that ki before they can perform job or not, and they should know to improve performance also. They also know about how to improve their performance, because it is also helpful in the for achieving the goals of the organization effectively. Would be nice for them to know, but not necessary to perform duties. So it's not like would be nice for them to know is like that this is systematic approach for the training. It is not necessary to perform the duties because they they can easily know. This is because this is a key concept in the preparing the training plan. How can they develop? How can they identify the people? What are the things required for train them? What are the things going to be developed for them? Models of the training process that was framed by Goldstein in 2002, training in organization for. We have the three stages of the training in this model: assessment stage, training stage, and the evaluation stage. In the assessment stage, organization need assessment. Firstly, should know what are the needs of the organization. After that, task need assessment. That means what type of the task is needed by the organization. Development of training objective. What are the development? What can be the developed through this training objectives? After that, development of criteria for training education. That means what are the criteria that can be suitable, that can be developed through this training evaluation. So through the development of training objective, design and select the procedure. How in the training stage, design and select the procedure. How can they train? What are the method procedure that should be used for train their employees? After train the employees, measure the training result. So the training result, how can measure? They can compare result to criteria. That means they can take the feedback. Compare result is like fill the gap Training is systematically fill the gap between they can compare is the performance of the like their expectation and their result. So they can easily find out, they can easily evaluate 9 steps of in the training process. First, it is started from the assessing training needs, preparing training plan, specifying training objectives, designing the training program, selecting the instructional methods, completing the training plan, implementing the training program, evaluating the training, and the last one is planning future training. First, we start from the assessing training needs. Conduct the training needs analyzed by either one or both of the following. So we have the two types of the approach, external approach and the internal approach. From the external approach, they can take the help from the company, guest, society. Internal approach is like using a staff opinion survey. So staff opinion survey is also helpful for the employee for assessing the training needs, what type of the needs they can provide better. In the exercise 3, imagine that you are the manager of the factory with 500 workers making ice cream for export to Europe. Okay, so imagine in this exercise, in this activity, you are the manager of any factory. You have the 500 worker, so they worker will help you making the ice cream for export to that ice cream in a Europe. So what information and evidence do you need before you can say the employee need training? Firstly, you should know what type of the information and evidence is required so that can say the employee need the training. Try to list 5 ideas. Okay, so like this is the response we can see here to exercise 3. Accident report, sick leave report, employee compensation statistic, product quality control report, wastage report, efficiency report, machinery out of order report, staff discipline report, staff enquiries and the complaint, guest complaints, refusal of order met, quality of product report, market needs and trends, demographic data and the background of the client. So these are the response to exercise 3. So you have to collect the information, you have to collect the evidence. Okay, on this basis, the employee are required the training. Preparing training plan. Consider whether to design a long means 5 to 10 minutes, medium it take the 3 to 5 years, or short for the 1 year plan. Ask yourself firstly, where are we going to achieve in the time period? Firstly, you have to ask on yourself, where, what time period we are going to achieve, like for the short term, long term, medium. Use a holistic approach by using a calendar for inputting your training activity. This is helpful for you, like this type of the calendar. Understand through the example. This is the calendar example. You can see here in the training area and the month in the year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see here, and the attitude like 1, 2, 3. Train the trainer for the 3 or 4. Job competency for the 4, 5, 6. Select techniques from 1st to 7. Telephonic manner from 2 to 4. So these are the training calendar example. We can see the holistic approach by using the calendar for providing the training. This is a very good and very effective method for providing the training. Individual plans. For individual personalized training, we must assess the trainees' weakness and the strength before setting up appropriate program. Before conduct a training program, individual personalized training is like that the organization, the trainer should know what are the weakness and the strengths of their trainees before setting up any appropriate program. Training areas may be tailor-made. Trainees should receive an individual timetable for self-progress also. They can also make their training timetable for their self-progress if the organization will give the permission to them. After that, specifying training objectives. Training objective must be specific and measurable because we know before conducting any appropriate program, it may be like any event or any webinar, seminar, any session. So that should be what are the objective behind that. That must be specific and very clear. Why? Very difficult to measure effectiveness after course is finished because if we are not clear with our objectives, so it is a very difficult to find out the result, the effectiveness after the session is finished. What should trainees be able to accomplish after participating in the training program? So that means what should trainees be able to accomplish? That means how can they uh, participate in the, you can see, in the organization for achieving the goals at a right time. It may be the short-term goals, long-term goals, or the medium goals. What is the desired level of such accomplishment according to industry or organizational standard? What are their level? They want to see at top or at a low. That is depend on the standards. Do you want to develop attitudes, skills, knowledge, or some combination of these three? Because this attitude, knowledge, skills, we can say it a KSA. This is really such a beautiful combination, we can say, that should be developed in every employee of the organization, because every employee in the organization has a different attitude, skills, and the knowledge. Designing the training program. So in the designing the training program, what are the criteria, what how can we start, how can we end up with the successfully, what are the program duration, what should be the program structure, what are the instruction method that should be used for the to conduct the training, trainer qualification for providing the training, what are the qualification is required for the trainer, nature of the trainees, support resources like material, OHP, any classroom, training location and the environment also, criteria and the method for assessing participant learning and the achievement, what are the criteria and the method for evaluating the program. So this is all the points that we can say that should be mentioned while designing the training program. Selecting instructional method. This is the most important and play a very crucial role in the processor of the training, on the job and the off the job. So through the word we can easily understand on the job is also called as OJT. Learn while you are working. On the job, when the employee is doing a work, during the work, or like we can say during the performance, that learn, that is known as the on the job. Off the job is like that can be conduct in the house training or the classroom, any external consultancy or attending any external classes, independent bodies such as government talks, distance learning from books, notes, computer assisted learning, interactive video learning from any video conferencing, any classroom. Expect teachers and students are in a different location. So we can see the difference between the on the job and the off the job. On the job, when employee learns something while during the work. Off the job is like employee learns something from the external sources. Exercise 4. So imagine you are the training manager of a body. So imagine that. will open next year. That will open next year. Your GM, general manager, ask you to develop a training program that aim to boost the team spirit of newly formed executive committee now. So after that, your GM suggests you organize a 2-day course in a resort location from 9 to 5 for both days. Your task is suggest 3 training methods that suit the training theme described above. Okay. So through the hint, we can understand this is the attitude, not skill, not knowledge training. This is the attitude. How can, before opening the hotel, how can how can you develop your team? How can you boost your team for performing the task in your hotel? So accordingly, which method we can use for on the job, of the job, which method we can use for train the employees. So the response to exercise 4. Remember, your training theme was to change the individual attitude. So this training theme, this exercise theme, you have to change the individual attitude. So employee exercise that training can, you can participate, relate to, provide feedback, and receive inspiration to move on. Okay, and what are the methods that can use for provide the training? Role play, games, simulation exercise, discussion, debate format, experiential exercise, self-evaluation like any video tab training performance, and let them evaluate their own video tab. So these are the method and these are the exercise that can use for the uh, uh, boost the team spirit of the hotel member. Completing the training plan. How can complete the training plan uh, that is started from the assessment the needs of the organization, objective, goals, target group. Assess your audience. Which group you want to target, which audience you want to assess, topic, that means a task, which type of the skills or which type of the attitude ingredient that should be involved in that topic, method. Through the direct, like one-way communication, or another method we can use indirect, like discussion, games, experimental exercises. So see, let's see, understand the importance as evaluation of the trainings usually lies on the perception on what they did in the training session. Like what are the expectation of the organization on what they actually did, what they actually give the output, the result. That should, you have to comparison. You have, we can evaluate the gap between the actual result and the expectation. Time. Time, the length, period, brings important to consider. Location. Away from the office. If you are considering the off the job, that should, like location should be, that should be away from the office. Implementing the training program. How can implement the training program? Decide trainer qualification and the experience. Participation selection. What are the criteria? What are the qualification experience on behalf the participant should be select. Group comfort, like it may be the physical or the psychological. Trainer enthusiasm and skills also necessary because it is like a leadership. It may be the, that is depend on that, it, the leadership is a transaction or the transformation, that is depend on the enthusiasm and the skills of the trainer. Feedback mechanism. Feedback is very necessary from the trainees. Effective communication should be there. The need to learn new training skills. So, what are the needs is required? What are the skills are required to the new training skill that should also mention, that should also implemented to the training program. Preparation by the trainer. So all the points keep in mind. After that, the trainer should be prepared all the criteria, all the points, so that can implement for the next training program. Evaluating the training. This is a very main thing. Three levels of evaluation. First, immediate feedback, post-training test, and the post-training appraisal. In the immediate feedback, survey or interview directly after training. So after training, they can conduct the survey or the interview directly with the trainees. After that, post-training test. Training apply learn task in workplace. So what they have learned from the training, they can also conduct a test, so they can easily understand actually they this is a beneficial for them or not. Post training appraisal conduct by immediate supervisor of the trainees, so they can appraise their performance. They can also given the task. They can immediate supervising them their trainees. Planning future training. Last step in the training process, after taking all the evaluates, comments, trainers should modify the program to keep good things and make suggested improvements. That means, remember, even with the same topic for the different trainers should address many parts of the training progress process again and consider new approaches. So it is not like that if any method is used, they can use only for the one session. They can also use. They can implement. They can make the changes in that training program, so they can easily evaluate it. They can modify them. They can keep the good thing. They can make the suggestion. They can take the feedback from the trainees. What type of the improvement is required. A training lesson plan. Like we have considered the topic, summary of the key points, training objectives, duration of each activity in each lesson, training contents, training methods in the activity, break, exercise to warm up, question to test understanding and conclusion. That type of the lesson plan should be prepared by any organization for their trainers, so they can easily and effectively conduct the training session. Example, new employee orientation. We know the orientation is required. If we say a time, topic, method, and the activity. So that the time is mentioned 9 to 9:30. This type of the topic, welcome speech by the GM. Which method, like speech, activity, talk, and handshake. In the next time, 9:30 to 10 a.m. Topic is intro, like intro to company background. Method is using by the slide presentation, activity, slideshow, and the video. From 3 to 4, first safety talk, security manager method is used by, and the activity fire drill and the equipment is played by the new employee orientation. Thank you.